Roselia are red, they are also blue. Trubbish is stinky, and so are you. Welcome back to part 2 of our Valentines special. My name is AJ, and today we will be continuing with our Valentines themed battles. Last episode's poem got some slack for not rhyming, so I've changed it up this time, and I'm sure you'll agree, it's much improved. In part 1, we took on Pokemon Breeder Polly with our red and pink team, but the trick rhyme element didn't work out quite so well. So for today's battles, we have ditched Hatterene, to bring back the MVP from the Trick or Treat team, Alcremie. With our team modified, we head back to the arena where Aria is waiting to challenge us. Aria kicks things off with a Musharna and a Sylveon, and we start off with the tried and tested Gyarados and Clefairy. I'm sure you can guess the opening gambit by now. Clefairy nabs everyone's attention while the Lord of Dragons dances. Sylveon is clearly bored by her antics, and she lets out a yawn that causes Clefairy to become drowsy, before a Psyshock from Musharna chips away some of his HP. Clefairy then uses another Follow Me to direct attention his way, as Gyarados crashes into Sylveon with a powerful waterfall, but the friendship Pokemon holds on in the red. The waterfall didn't seem to wake Sylveon up very much, and she lets out another yawn before Musharna summons the power of the moon to blast into Clefairy. Tuckered out, Sylveon retreats from battle, and Vileplume takes centre stage, while I recall our Sleeping Fairy and send out Alcremie. The swaps work in both our favours as Vileplume tanks Waterfall and Alcremie tanks Moonblast, before her leftovers restore some lost HP. On the following turn, Gyarados strikes Musharna with a Waterfall, but the Dream Pokemon's impressive defense means she takes less than half her HP in damage, as Alcremie's Mystical Fire severely weakens Vileplume. Vileplume sprinkles some Sleep Powder through the air, forcing Gyarados into a deep slumber, but the Lumberry he's holding quickly wakes him up, and he's ready to battle once more. Meanwhile, Musharna bulks up his stats with a Calm Mind. Another Waterfall Mystical Fire combo takes Musharna down into red health, while removing the threat of Vileplume and her Sleep Powder for good. But by bathing in the moonlight, Musharna restores half his HP, which is less than ideal. Tyrantrum joins the battle, and Aria immediately goes for a Dynamax of the fossil Pokemon, which is slightly worrisome. Gyarados strikes Musharna with a Waterfall, taking it back down into the red, as Tyrantrum uses Max Rockfall. The gigantic pillar of rock slams down across the battlefield, taking down Gyarados and setting up a sandstorm to further chip away at our team's health. Alcremie then lets off a dazzling gleam that weakens Colossal Dinosaur while taking down Musharna. I send out Blaziken as Aria sends out his Crocodile, which has the Intimidate ability, lowering our Pokemon's attack stat. Once again, less than ideal. I utilise the residual Dynamax energy and infuse it into Blaziken's Pokeball. She launches a Max Knuckle that crashes down from the heavens and smites Crocodile on the spot, raising her attack stat in the process. Aria then has his Tyrantrum use a Max Rockfall, spelling the end for Blaziken. Or so I thought. The rock crashes down onto Alcremie, who emerges from the rubble broken but not defeated. She fires off another dazzling gleam, bringing Tyrantrum into one-shot range. Aria then sends out Seeking. Now, Aria is convinced Seeking is red. I say it's clearly orange. So let me know down in the comments what colour you would say it is, and let's settle this once and for all. Regardless, I'll allow it to slide for the sake of the video. Blaziken strikes Tyrantrum with a Max Knuckle, scoring another KO and cutting the gigantic dinosaur back down to size, before Seeking's Waterfall strips Blaziken of over half her health. Feeling weak after getting a rock dropped on her head, Alcremie uses Recover to regain her footing, ensuring she can battle on. Despite being in death's door, Sylveon returns to the fight, ready to go on to the end for his trainer. Blaziken uses his last turn of Dynamax to protect himself with a Max Guard, deflecting the incoming Waterfall from Seeking, while Alcremie lets off her Dazzling Gleam, taking down Sylveon before he can even get a move in. One close combat from Blaziken takes down the Orange Fish, winning us the battle, but there's no time to celebrate just yet, as we're straight into round 2. This time Aria starts off with Crocodile and Vileplume, as I start off with the usual combo, and in hindsight, should probably have switched it up a little bit. Intimidate cuts our water dragon's attack, and we get on with the fight. I open with a turn 1 Dynamax, presuming Moxie will put in the work of getting her stats back to where they should be, once we start nabbing some KOs. Clefairy starts off with Follow Me, and I'm sure you're all shocked. Gyarados calls upon the power of the winds to decimate Vileplume. However, thanks to Crocodile's intimidating intervention, we fall short of the KO. Crocodile then sets up some Stealth Rocks, as Vileplume launches a Sludge Bomb our way, dealing significant damage to our Moon Fairy. Gyarados wastes no time in the following turn, conjuring up more Blades of Air to tear Vileplume to shreds, raising his speed in the process, and netting an attack boost through Moxie. Crocodile crunches Gyarados, dealing some damage and netting a defense drop. Meanwhile, Clefairy's Dazzling Gleam strips away half of Crocodile's health. Aria sends out Tyrantrum, and this is where things take a turn for the worst. Clefairy uses Follow Me to protect Gyarados, allowing him to send a Max Whirlwind flying towards Tyrantrum. The swirling vortex of raw draconic energy strips Tyrantrum of almost all his HP, but he holds on in red, while the blast lowers his attack stat. A combo attack of Ancient Power and Crunch clip Clefairy's wings, but she holds on with just 13 HP, thirsty for revenge. Now, if I'd been paying attention earlier, I would have known that this wouldn't work. But I have Gyarados take down Crocodile in the hopes Clefairy would take down Tyrantrum with his boosted speed. But he was still too slow. The incoming Stone Edge takes down Gyarados with ease, leaving us in a precarious position. At least Dazzling Gleam takes down Tyrantrum, right? I send out Lurantis, as Aria sends out Musharna and Sylveon. After learning from his last mistake, Clefairy goes for a Follow Me to draw attention his way, but the incoming Mystical Fire proves to be a little bit too much, and he succumbs to the blaze. I then have Lurantis use Defog to remove Stealth Rocks, but should probably just have attacked. Musharna then channels the Moon's Fury into a powerful blast, but surprise. Lurantis holds up his red card and sends Musharna back to his trainer's side, dragging the Rule Breaker back out in his place. Scizor joins the battle, and I now have a serious fire weakness, but I have a plan. With the speed of a bullet, Scizor slams into Sylveon. His HP gets lower and lower, but no dice. My plan failed. Seaking opens her mouth, and a swarm of butterflies emerge to cover the field before they crash down into Lurantis, taking him out of the fight. Sylveon once again draws upon the power of the Mystic Flames, hitting Scizor dead on, but he survives. Down, but not out. Alcremie joins the battle, but our hopes are fading fast. Another Bullet Punch takes down Sylveon as Seaking calls upon the power of a mighty geyser. The Fury's Torrent rages across the arena, but it's no match for Alcremie. She hangs on at around half health, but thanks to the rain the max move is left behind, she won't be taking another one of those anytime soon. Musharna rejoins the battle, but she's immediately met with a Bullet Punch from Scizor, before Seaking sweeps her away, leaving us with just Alcremie and Blaziken. Musharna and Alcremie then trade blows, Mystical Fire for Psyshock, but neither are powerful enough to put much of a dent in the opposition. Time for Blaziken to shine. With Seaking's Dynamax now over, it's time for one last ditch effort. Blaziken delivers a powerful kick to the ground, causing a rock slide to fill the arena, hoping for a double flinch. But Seaking skillfully dodges the attack, and counters with a waterfall that takes Blaziken down, sealing her fate. Despite using Recover to restore most of her HP, I doubt Alcremie can do this, but she will sure as hell try. Waterfall strips Alcremie of most of her health, as she counters with a Dazzling Gleam, taking both opponents into the yellow. Musharna then hits us with a Moonblast, lowering her special attack stat, and with that, it's over. One final waterfall takes Alcremie down, and the match is over. Aria put up a good fight there. I made a few tactical errors during the fight, and she made sure to punish us for them. As with the last battles, make sure to show your appreciation for our opponent down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Keep an eye out for part 3 of All Is Fair in Love and Pokemon, where we'll be taking on our third and final trainer. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.